To be honest, maybe I prefer an offline game, something with a story mode or a few missions to complete, but there are also those who prefer PvP games, competitive titles where you fight, die, and sometimes get really frustrated. Today I'm bringing you 15 full PvP games to play on your Android right now, so go ahead, drop that like and come with me. Let's start this list with one that's very unknown, but for those who enjoy fast-paced matches, it's one of the best options out there. This game is an extremely fast arena shooter, fully focused on reflexes. It takes pride in having no auto-aim and no long tutorials. The gameplay is centered around online matches against other players, although many players report that there are quite a few bots in the early levels. The maps are very small and there are only 2 items available on each map. The focus is simple: let's kill the enemy player on the other side 3 times to win. Surprisingly, there are a lot of people playing, and it's very likely that at the beginning you'll die a lot until you learn how to play. The game features a post-apocalyptic, hellish visual style with a lightweight graphics that run well on many devices. It's super simple, just like I said, perfect for anyone looking for a fast, practical PvP game. This game mixes so many elements that it's hard to place it into just one category, and you'll understand why right now. Let's talk about World Eternal Online. Camera is top down and the controls are very similar to League of Legends or Wild Rift, with a strong focus on using 4 specific abilities and proper positioning. But here's the thing, you're not limited to arenas. There's a vast world to explore where you can gather resources and encounter giant bosses that require cooperation from multiple players. One of its biggest standouts is that you can switch heroes at any time. At launch, the game features over 40 heroes divided into roles such as damage, tank, and support. I think World Eternal Online is literally the kind of game where once you try it, you might find it the most genius thing ever, or you might feel completely lost, find it confusing, and close the game right away. I would definitely put this game in the genius category. It's also fully PvP, but of course still very unknown. Now let's talk about WAVEN. Battles take place on small grid-based maps, which makes matches very fast, usually lasting between 2 to 5 minutes, perfect for mobile. Before each fight, you build a deck with your spells and companions. During combat, you spend action points to cast them. You can also summon iconic characters to help you on the board, each one featuring unique passive abilities. I'd say WAVEN is a true tactical RPG, a game where you really need to think before every move and play smart. Even if you own every character in the game, you can still lose because of one wrong decision. The monetization is almost entirely focused on cosmetics, along with a battle pass that speeds up progression but doesn't lock any content. And maybe one of the most underrated games on Android, this one really deserved to be much more popular. Now let's talk about T3 Arena.
Triple kill.
Each character, called a hero, has unique weapons and abilities, plus an ultimate ability that can completely turn the match around. One very mobile-friendly feature is that your weapon fires automatically when your crosshair is over an enemy. Matches last between 3 to 5 minutes, making them perfect to play anywhere. Unlike Call of Duty or Free Fire, the camera sits over the shoulder, giving you a better view of the battlefield and the game's stylish skins. The game offers plenty of variety, so it doesn't get repetitive, with modes beyond the standard 3 vs 3, including 5 vs 5 formats that last a bit longer. There are almost 30 heroes divided into classes that completely changed the gameplay. Even though the game went through a period with fewer updates, it still maintains a loyal fan base. Maybe one of the best fighting games on the Play Store, and it's surprisingly hard to find people who actually play it seriously. Let's talk about Smash Legends.
How do you like that? Wait a sec. Let's go. Like that?
Just like in Super Smash Bros., the main objective in most modes isn't simply to reduce your opponent's health, but to knock them out of the arena. The lower a character's health is, the farther they fly when hit. Unlike Brawlhalla, for example, this game doesn't rely on mechanics where you slowly push enemies off the stage. Instead, it uses a health-based system that directly affects knockback. There are very simple modes like 1 vs 1, which are perfect for fast and intense matches, but the game also goes up to 3 vs 3 and even Battle Royale modes with 8 players. One of the biggest advantages of Smash Legends is that it's fully cross-play between Android and PC. I find this game very interesting and seriously underrated on Android. Honestly, I don't really know anyone who actually plays it. Now let's talk about SKULLGIRLS. Unlike other games that rely on virtual buttons that clutter the screen, Skullgirls uses intuitive gesture-based controls. I personally prefer classic fighting games with lots of buttons and special moves that really require skill, but Skullgirls manages to feel both accessible and challenging at the same time. The animations are hand-drawn, which delivers a very high-quality visual style and extremely fluid movement. Each character has dozens of variants, and every variant comes with a unique passive ability, often inspired by pop culture references like anime and other games. Unlike many other fighting games, Skullgirls offers several online modes where you can unlock skins and other in-game content, keeping the experience fresh and rewarding. A new game just hit the scene, and yes, it's really new. Another shooter style title, but this one has a major company behind it. Let's talk about Ratchet and Clank Ranger Rumble. The game takes place inside a training simulation created by Captain Quark. You play as a ranger and face other players in vibrant, colorful arenas. The roster features only characters from the Ratchet and Clank series, along with familiar elements from the franchise's gameplay. Even so, it's a fully PvP focused experience, offering 3 versus 3 matches and even some PvE modes. The gameplay is highly vertical. You can grind on rails, perform double jumps, wall run, and use boosts to move quickly across the map. You don't play only as Ratchet. The game lets you choose from multiple heroes, each with different passive abilities and unique ultimates. The game has a lot of potential, mainly because it comes from a big studio, but also because it's already very well made right from the start. A fighting game completely different from the rest. I'd even say it's kind of a meme, and honestly that's the best part about it. Let's talk about Punch TV Fight. The game is set in a fictional television tournament. You control a team of fighters that must climb the Tower of Champions to earn the belt and claim glory. There are 55 playable characters, each with a unique fighting style ranging from robots and beasts to traditional martial arts masters and characters inspired by cartoons. The focus here is brawling without chaos. The developers at 4Fats designed the system to be easy to learn but still rewarding for players who master it. The game offers a very interesting career mode, but there are also scenarios that are pure full PvP, whether it's 1 versus 1 or even 2 versus 2 matches. On top of that, you can team up with up to 3 other players online to tackle exclusive cooperative mode stages. If there's a game that truly deserves the title full PvP, it's this 1 pure 1 versus 1 Knight duels. Let's talk about Knights Fight 2 New Blood. The Knights Fight is a medieval action fighting game that focuses on the realism of knight duels. Unlike button mashing fighting games, Knights Fight 2 demands patience and precision. The direction of your attacks matters. You need to manage your stamina, and knowing when to defend is just as important as knowing when to strike. For those who enjoy it, the game also features a campaign mode where you travel across the kingdom of Shoreland, facing lords, bandits, and rival knights while climbing the kingdom's hierarchy. However, what truly shines and remains the game's main focus is the PvP. You can face other players in real time or asynchronously inside the arena to climb the seasonal rankings. And of course, there's a deep customization system allowing you to create your own coat of arms and personalize every piece of your armor. A game that could also be considered genius, and I know you've probably seen it before and never really gave it a chance. Let's talk about Frag Pro Shooter. Unlike other shooters where you play as a single character until the end, in Frag you control a team of 5 heroes. You can switch control between any of your 5 heroes at any moment during the match. While you control one hero, the other 4 are handled by the game's AI, following the strategy you set. If the hero you're currently using dies, you instantly take control of another hero that's still alive. The objective isn't just to eliminate enemies, but to destroy the enemy bunker, although of course getting kills is still very important. I'd honestly say Frag Pro Shooter is also genius. It's a very unique system that I've never seen in another shooter, and I genuinely don't understand why it's so underrated. A brand new game from one of the greatest and most famous anime of all time. Now let's talk about Dragon Ball GEKISHIN SQUADRA.
Alright, here we go!
3, 2, 1!
Unlike traditional fighting games like Budokai Tenkaichi, the focus here is teamwork. 2 teams of 4 players face each other on a map with specific objectives. You must capture strategic points across the map, guarded by gods of destruction, in order to eventually obtain the enemy team's Dragon Ball and win the match. The game can be considered a MOBA, maybe, but with many differences, especially in its gameplay. Characters are divided into 3 main classes, and having a balanced team is essential. The game is free to play, and the community has praised the fact that progression does not rely on spending money to be strong, focusing mostly on cosmetics instead. It might be a better choice for those looking for something long-term but still fully PvP focused. This one that I'm sure you weren't expecting to see here. It's a very specific genre, but absolutely great for PvP. Let's talk about Cartoon Craft. Cartoon Craft is a small hidden gem for those who miss classic, i.e. real-time strategy, RTS games like Warcraft 2 or Age of Empires. You start with 4 workers and need to assign them to mine gold and cut wood. From there, you build farms, barracks, defense towers, and research centers. You can control your units individually or in groups to explore the map and attack the enemy base. The game begins with a classic war between humans and orcs, with a very interesting twist halfway through. But honestly, the game really shines in PvP mode. The best part is that it's not as complex as a traditional RTS. It's simple to understand, easy to execute, and works really well on mobile, making it perfect for quick PvP matches. BRAWHALLA is one of the most popular platform fighting games in the world, available on virtually every platform. It's that kind of game made to engage, and now let's talk about it. The goal isn't necessarily to drain your opponent's health to 0, but to build it up so they become lighter and can be knocked off the screen. The controls are very easy to learn, but this is not a typical fighting game. It can feel a bit difficult at first, but with practice you'll start taking everyone out really fast. BRAWHALLA is famous for being one of the fairest games on the market. Every week a rotating group of legends is available for free, so you can test different characters without spending anything. Real money is used almost exclusively for cosmetics, such as skins, knockout effects, and battle passes. There is no competitive advantage tied to spending money. I think that technically this game is also a strategy game, but it's completely different from Cartoon Craft. Now let's talk about Bang Bang Legion. The main focus is on fast 1 versus 1 battles, each lasting around 3 minutes. You use a card deck to summon units into an arena. The goal is to destroy the enemy's watchtowers while defending your own. One very interesting feature is the recruitment system, Gacha, which promises not to repeat cards you don't already own until you complete the collection. This makes things much easier for free-to-play players. There are over 100 cards, each with different abilities, allowing you to create strategic combos based on mana cost and character synergy. Unlike many other games, this fully PvP focused title will definitely test your patience. Just like Clash Royale, the combinations are practically endless. Abyss of Dungeons is one of the big highlights of 2025 for fans of dark fantasy RPGs, and I'm pretty sure you've never seen a game like this before. Let's talk about it. The game's focus isn't just about killing monsters, it's about entering, looting, and getting out alive. It works like a kind of battle royale with other players. You enter a dark dungeon, face creatures and rival players, collect as much treasure as you can, and then you must find an extraction portal. If you die before extracting, you lose all the equipment and treasures you were carrying in that run. This creates a constant sense of tension, but also a very rewarding experience. The game offers 5 classes, including a brand new one released this week called the Bard, which works as a support type class. It's a great option for players who want to explore dungeons with less risk of constant PvP encounters. And that's it for today's list. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments which game you're going to try first. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.